Speaker, this bill is a classic example of a dysfunctional appropriations process. My principal opposition to this bill is the excessive amount of spending. We're spending more and more money, and we don't know where we're going to get it. The American people don't have it. In fact, this past fiscal year 09, we overspent by $1.4 trillion. That's $5,000 per person approximately. And for those of us that pay federal taxes, that's about $14,000 per taxpayers overspent last year. This year we've already overspent $259 billion, and we're on course to overspend by $1.6 trillion. That'll be an increase to about $16,000 per taxpayer. Money we don't have that we have to go out and borrow. So where's the money going to come from? Well, we're going to borrow it from the Chinese. Well, maybe the Chinese don't want to loan it to us. Well, then we'll just have to print it. Well, if we print it, that drives inflation. If the Chinese don't give it to us, we're in trouble. We're headed for a round of inflation based on the current projections. Well, the excuse that we get for borrowing all this money and spending all this money is we got to spend it to get the economy to recover. Borrowing money to fund big government doesn't grow our economy. It only grows big government. So we go out and hire all these people in big government. They got to do something, so they write regulations. Regulations slow down our economy. If you want to speed up the economy, freeze the regulations, put them on a benefit cost analysis. We forget that for every one of these guys working in the government, it takes 5 private sector employees to pay for that one federal government job. So we have to have an idea how we're going to create private sector jobs instead of growing the size of government. This bill spends so much money, they've had trouble finding out where they can spend more money. They decided that they were going to fund free needles to dope addicts and junkies. I'm just glad that we're not buying kegs for Alcoholics Anonymous meetings. They pay for abortions in the District of Columbia, and they can't prove that it's not federal tax dollars by their federal funds provisions because it all gets commingled. And then we're borrowing about $350 million from the Chinese to give to the World Bank so that we can give it to some third world countries to fight global warming. So we have a questionable source of funds sent to questionable countries to fight a program based on questionable science. Mr. Speaker, this bill is out of the question. I would ask all my colleagues to vote no.